Alright, hello! It's the one and only Excellent here on a solo cast by myself. A little bit disappointing considering it's my first cast back in almost a year now. But anyway, it's Cafe, the fabled map that we all love to see. And it's nice to know that nothing's changed. The first band coming in being, of course, the iconic Thatcher band. There's hardly ever a game where you don't see that picked in these days. However, I don't really think Thatcher's that strong of an operator anymore. He's sort of like climbed down the rungs of the ladder as seasons have progressed, whereas Nomad, as we're just seeing there, still an absolutely amazing operator for cutting off rotations. And who will be seeing a nerf very soon as well, if it hasn't already come into play, which obviously is going to be once an air jab goes off, they will now be able to prone instead of having to stand back up. It's the same with Oryx as well with his dash if he hits someone. And then obviously we're seeing a mirror ban, very strong in the bottom floor and can be utilised in both of the first floor sites as well as the top floor as well. Final ban coming in being Valkyrie. Now of course Valkyrie, with all this intel that she can gather with those black eye cameras, it's still absolutely amazing, even though of course you can no longer throw them outside, making them a little less useful in run-out situations and gathering intel outside of the building as well. However, the first site we're going to be seeing, kitchen and, well, kitchen service and kitchen cooking. I just call them both kitchen, it's just one site. And it's an interesting picks from the defenders here, as we're seeing Tachanka get brought into play instead of obviously the iconic smoke, which you do see. And there's no longer any 6-pick, which of course was one of the, it's really just reutilized the whole idea of Pro League and the whole structure around it, like completely reorganizing it. I'm not sure how I'm gonna actually like it because I've not actually casted any leagues since this new change, so it'll only be now in which I will see this. Seems like they're going to be going for the classic VIP hold. And the Tachanka, of course, using that LMG, which has amazing destructive capabilities to open up some angles. Alright. Oh, it seems like he's removing the entire wall here. That's very interesting. That's not something I've ever seen, if I'm being honest. But I guess it does give you some really long angles from the back of sight, and it seems like he's going to be making some head holes, which can also be used as a vault rotate to make his way into Bakery in and out for, which I do believe the Jaeger will be holding. Oh, the stream's moving at 5 frames per second at the minute. That's beautiful. Alright, and of course, seeing Charlie on this Finker. Finker, actually, at the moment, is the most picked attacker. Of course, since her buff, she's become absolutely amazing, and now that LMGs are the meta as well, it's just... attackers have been completely revitalized, and the meta has completely shifted. We will likely see a lot of LMG play coming from attackers in both sides, when Tempora are on their attack as well. Alright, seems like they're going to be going to top-down clear, which is obviously the very, very default take. And, of course, bringing that Jackal as well, it's going to be really easy for them to find out any potential roamers. Quickly making progress through this. Of course, a minute's already gone, but they're making haste. Already taking control of the top floor and this first floor as well. And now they can start to utilize the soft floors found in train and in mining as well to open up angles to try find the pesky defenders below. But of course, with this widespread hold on the ground floor, it's going to be quite difficult to try to find the angles and try to get the rats out from their positions. Ping's coming in for the player, and here comes the Jackal track, but Hodgson, he's been taken down for about 70% of his HP, and half the round has now been depleted. That they've still got plenty of time to make their play now. They've just got to be able to use this time wisely, get their angles correct, and really position themselves to go for a push. Of course, they've got this ace so they can open up any of the solid walls to create a pince or just another entryway into the site. But they really need to start to clear the defenders below very soon, or they're going to be left with a very tricky situation. Grenades are coming in, but the first pick has been found. There we are, but a refrag is there from random hitbox, but Swifty finds one onto Zorkin. Now it's a 4 versus 3 in the attacker's favour into RX's favour, but no, there we are. Swifty's been taken down by random hitboxes. It's the second this round. Doing really well with that Thunderbird, and 35 seconds left on the clock now. They're going to have to make their push really soon. Charlie's pushing his way down. The camera's spotted him, but he's taking control of VIP. Random hitboxes nearby, just hiding in a corner, waiting to strike. The Tachanka's been utilised, but no, there we have it. Charlie managed to find random hitbox and put his spray to an end. And there we go, Tachanka's gone as well. Now it's all on this last player, all on a Rooney in a 1 versus 3. They still have to get the diffuser down, which is maybe a bit tricky. All he has to do is stay steadfast and find this pick to stop it, and it's not enough at the end of the day. Charlie, with the LMG on the Finker, finds that final pick of the first round. RX, 1 round up. I find it really interesting as well. I have said it multiple times. Finker is absolutely shredding this season, and I'm going to be surprised if it's not picked at least 80% of the rounds this game. As well as, I do really like as well, we're seeing Swifty just constantly playing this Jackal, because if you know Swifty, you know he's not the best fragger. We all know this. But he is helping the team, of course. He managed to find a pick last round, which is really good for him, but playing this Jackal, obviously, he's going to be able to find any of these roamers. It's going to make it almost impossible without at least a 2-man roam to pick off. Potentially get a refrag. We are seeing them repositioning to the top 4 now. Now, with this site, there is quite a lot that you can do in terms of different strategies. The more common ones you do see is what we're seeing them do here. They're opening these head height holes on the wall into bar. Now, usually what I have more commonly seen is either you open those holes on both sets of walls that lead into bar, even all 3 from the one in bathroom as well, or you open it feet holes. However, it's still a very good strategy, and again, another thing that you usually see with this strategy, you usually see it paired with a deployable shield, but they don't have that at their disposal at the moment, which is going to be a little bit more difficult for them, but if they just hold their positions correctly, they should be able to make use of it. And with this castle as well, as you're seeing here, it's going to make it a lot trickier for the attackers to get them out of these positions, as they're going to be safer in whatever position they decide to sit in. And of course, since I've not casted since the castle update, he has extra castle barricades now. Of course, they are a little bit weaker, but even still, almost permanently blocking off the line of sight and forcing an attacker to use either an explosive ability, which of course is finite. It's a very finite resource with these explosive resources. Of course, there's a lot of places that you can use them elsewhere. And however, they do have a lot at their disposal. They've got 6 grenades, one of them already being used, and well, a pick's been found early by Charlie as he's absolutely shredding on this Finker LMG. Grenade goes out as well. Preben gets tagged, but oh, it's Charlie again. Finding that Wamai Django, he's been taken down, and he's going on a tear. 5-0 at the moment. He's positioning himself towards White Stairs. Jackal Track's going to come in, revealing that position of the defender. A refrag finally comes in onto Swifty, as he will no longer be able to make use of this Jackal and the tracks that come with it. Charlie making his way up the stairs. A grenade comes in from Hodgson. Preben's been taken down. He's going to slide his way in, but Charlie's been taken out, and a second one gets found as well onto Hodgson. It's 2 versus 2 now. What seemed like an impossible situation for them is now very possible. Blazing is in the site now. We are seeing Mako start to position himself to further in, but no, they've brought this back. A 2 versus 1 now. Mako in a 1 versus 2. Still got plenty of time left, but not many angles to hold. He finds one. Can he find the second? Does he know the location? As he is just sat inside a piano, he's going to reposition himself now towards White Stairs. Jones coming in, trying to find the positioning of him. There he is. He knows where he's going to be trying to make his way towards the site, try to get this final kill or potentially go for the plant. He's got plenty of time, but active pings are coming in on this attacker now. He's going to be moving his way around, but getting lit up. 43 seconds. All he has to do is find this one shot, and it'll be over, but there it is, the shotgun. Of course, winning that close range fight. He manages to end that, and what seemed like an RX round all day quickly got brought back. And Temporo now bringing it 1-1. Of course, Cafe, it's a very, I'd say a fickle map. Because I don't think there is a bias in this map most of the time. It really comes down to teams at the end of the day. It seems like Tempora are going for default setups in some cases, but in others they're doing a little bit more wacky things. And it just comes down to if RX can counter on that, of course. Which we have seen them try to do, but a lot of the time they are just ignoring it. Like, it seems like quite reliant on. It seems like Charlie at the moment with the whole just him running and gunning as this entry fragger. So one thing I'm wondering here, of course, this strategy failed for them the first time. I just want to know if they have backup strategies on the burner ready to use in case these ones fail for this site. Do they have an extra strategy that they can potentially use? And that's the thing I'm wondering at the moment, because we are seeing them play. I'm pretty sure the exact same operators, they're playing the exact same angles as well. And with the Jackal constantly in play, a roam is almost never going to be able to happen with just one. And I do think they are going for a more roamy play here. We are seeing some of them upstairs. Now, it's going to drain some of RX's time as they're going to have to deal with this potentially, unless they just want to go for a push from the bottom four, which could potentially happen. There is a player there. It's a question of will he peek, because Charlie's there with the LMG. He finds a hit onto him, but it's not enough to take him down. And the quick heal will come in, basically negating all the damage Charlie's done. However, the intel has not been negated as he is still sat in that location. Random hitbox getting pressured by drones now, but he is starting to waste them down and manages to get a successful retreat. I do believe they still think he's there, and Jaeger's upstairs as well, Jungo, but I do think he's retreated as well into reading. Now, we haven't seen them find a pick. No. However, it doesn't mean that they're not doing the job. Of course, a minute has been wasted, and by this time, last time, they had already taken control of the top floor and the floor below. But now, with the less time, they'll have less time to set up their plan and less time to execute it as well. So the defenders have done a really good job to slow them down. Half of the round, exactly, has now depleted, and the attackers are still wondering if there's anyone still upstairs for them to deal with, and obviously the answer at this point is no, but you really need to make sure. Here we are, we're seeing this Jackal's shotgun getting used now to open up angles, and of course it's not as reliable as the sledgehammer that we're seeing now, but still, it still has that destruction capability. Another thing that has destructive capability is these breach charges that we are hearing getting placed now as well. And still 6 grenades in the pockets of RX. They've got plenty. And of course ADS can't deal with all of them, but random hitbox, he can deal with all of it apparently as he takes down Swifty once again. He's fallen into the clutches of the enemy team's hands quite early on. Charlie once again with that LMG just sat on the stairs holding that left mouse button, but this time he's not going to find any. It's Django. Manages to flick around and take him out. RX in a disadvantage now. Between a rock and a hard places. They've not got much time left, but there we... Whoa. Zulkin. Blazing's now down as well. That shield's really coming in handy for him. And it seems like they're going to peek it once again. 15 seconds, and it's a 1 versus 5 for Mako now. He's got to make something big happen. He finds one, but doesn't manage to find the second. Tempora. Beautiful round from them there. And I really like the change that they've made. Tiny little changes like that, like putting some players upstairs to slow them down, and really put a spanner in the works for them, as they didn't have enough time to find the way around it. They didn't have as much time to prepare for their execute, and they just started to fall one by one into the grasp of Tempora. 2-1 now. And now they're going to be going to this first force defending site, of course. Well, it says second floor, but I class it as ground floor, first floor, second floor. But you know what? To make it easier for you all, I'll say first floor, second floor, and top floor. Okay, so again, reading, if I'm being honest, reading is probably my favourite site on this map, just because of the amount of angles you can open up to protect the sites, and just how difficult it is to plant in fireplace. Because obviously as a defender, the upstairs is it's such a nice place to hold, and it's almost necessary for the majority of strategies that you do see here. And it's a very, there's not many operators you can, well, there's not really different strategies you can play. A lot of operators are always needed. Now, of course, we're seeing a Rooney, but a lot of the time, I'm not sure if it's still the case, but you'd see a bit of Castle as well. But the mute is pretty much a necessity for this. Obviously, you want to slow down these drones, you want to slow down their intel, but you also want to stop things like Ace, potentially, and just anything like that. But of course, with the soft destructibility they have, they may be able to make quick work of it. Of course, Buck is going to be something we've not seen just yet, and he's not too picked nowadays, of course, but he is still an extremely useful operator. These flashbangs are going to be able to burn these ADSs to allow players like Charlie to throw these frag grenades in. Random hitbox is holding a really good angle there, but no. It was a bit stupid at the end of the day. Blazing just easily takes his head off, and at the moment, he's been their primary fragger, the primary person to find that first pick, and it's not going to be happening this round, as we're already seeing them push their way in, taking control of the piano as there's no one there to contest it. Django as well, he's stuck in freezer. Of course, he'd have to traverse through bar if he wants to escape, but he is holding a nice tight angle. Seems like he's going to be swinging. He's going to have to contest this as long as he can. I do think he knows at this point there is no way of getting out, but he can still find picks like that one onto Charlie as he carelessly jumps in. It seems there was a drone to get him in there, but it wasn't enough that any of the forest drones are going to be making him reposition into freezer. And now, of course, he's stuck and flashed, and he's got the whole world coming down on him now. But it seems like they're not going to be pushing with that, so it seems like a little bit of a waste of utility there. Second flashbang comes in, and they should really capitalize on this, and it seems like they might be trying to. But Lambo finds that pick with a shotgun. Absolutely beautiful. Close range encounters, shotguns are the masters of. But there we are. Mako's found him, and he finds his second as well. And that should be the top floor control now established for RX. And with this man advantages as well, they'll start to be able to use the Zofia potentially, as well as the Ace with the breaching charges, to open up some angles to find these defenders. RX really need to be careful though. They need to drone out these players. Of course, the last two being Mute and Smoke, both who have shotguns, which obviously are the kings of close range encounters, as we have seen time and time again already this game. 35 seconds left. The clock is ticking. Swifty's going to be taking his forage drone in now to try find the location of the defenders. He finds him, and he's going to make him run away. It's like a game of cat and mouse at this point. He'll be dropping his way down now with support of Blazing. They're going to be pushing towards the site. Preben is now sat behind that overturned dresser. It seems like... Ooh. 15 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to make a push soon. Of course, using those Ace Selmas to get their way into the site. It's 2 versus 2 now. Swifty gets taken down. And they've re-established control upstairs and making it to 2 versus 1. Absolutely slamming with his SMG-11. Blazing's going to be making his way into the site. He's not got the diffusant. Tempora absolutely clutching that. This is the second time this has happened, where they brought back something that may have seemed unwinnable and just making it happen. Absolutely incredible from that. Just holding their positions, not budging for anyone, not budging for anything. And the SMG-11 really went strong just then. Okay, bar and cocktail, as this is now the 4th round for Tempora's defense. We're going to be seeing a castle in play, and it's something that we have seen them use earlier on, when, of course, I do believe this was this? No. What was it? No, yeah, this is the round where RX lost as well. I do believe, yeah. Unless I'm stupid. I think this was where the shotgun first came into play. Well, yeah, this is where the shotgun first won the round. As we've been proven time and time again, that shotguns are absolutely insane used in the right hands. And one thing we have seen there, we saw Charlie originally go for the Twitch, which, if you are aware, Charlie is a quick train 90% of the time, but of course switching back to the Finker, as of course, Finker is the meta at the moment. And you know, if she's extremely strong and she's meta, you're of course gonna use her. Use and abuse. Because, well, if you're not, then you either, well, you're either really stupid or you're just too good, I guess. Here we are, we're seeing Blazing go for a little pre-fire to try to find someone potentially in the corner next to the door there, as it is a relatively common spot to sit, but Charlie's going to try run his way in, and Django's there to find him. Ooh, not the smartest thing there, not even droning himself in, and RX already in a disadvantage. Swifty, again, Swifty's going to be trying to do the same, I do believe, from garage door here, but yeah, he is. He's going to be trying to make his way up these brown stairs, but will he be able to do what Charlie couldn't? In just a moment now. He's taking a spray, but not managing to find anything at the moment. Not even a slither of damage, and now, of course, his location's known. Smart thing to do would be, of course, to retreat and relocate and recuperate. Rethink his choices and come up with a new strategy. Hodgson now is trying to find the mute jammer on the wall, but oh, the C4 comes out, and at the same time, we see a pick come out from random hitboxes. It's already a 5 versus 2, and we're not even that far into the round. Not even half has been depleted just yet. Blazing manages to find the first for RX this round, but it's still a 4 versus 2. We've seen Tempora do it twice, I do believe, but the question is, can RX do the same? One thing about this map as well, it's very linear. There are only 2 staircases that you can come up, of course, being white and red, which is a bit difficult. However, of course, with all the windows, you can hold angles as well, but when you've got a man count of only 2, it's not as feasible, but the red ping's coming out now constant as well, which is surprising that it's not going to be a yellow ping instead, but that's fine at this point, I guess. But 50 seconds left now, and they've not really established too much control. They've not got full control of piano. They have angles, of course, into Freezer and potentially to White Stairs. A gunfight's going to get taken there. Blazing's been taken down. It's all on Mako. In 1 versus 4 now. 35 seconds, and he's stuck in a corner now. He's going to get absolutely sprayed. He does some damage himself, but is it enough? No, it's not. Diver with that SMG-11 manages to find him, and Tempora on an absolute tear at the moment. I love how he's rocking the Kickstar charm. RIP. Oh. Okay. This is the final defense, I do believe, now for Tempora. That's if we're going off the normal rules and not the old stupid Stylix rules. So it is the normal one. Okay, right. Normal rules, cool. Right. Final site, but on their defense they're going to be going for is the kitchen site. They've had some great success with this site so far. Of course, they've also had a little bit of peril, being the I believe it was the very first round. RX managing to beat them out in this site, but like I said earlier on, minor little adjustments can absolutely change the game for them. As they went from not roaming upstairs and losing to roaming upstairs with a couple of people, wasting time, and then I don't believe they even lost a man, or they only lost 1 or 2, potentially, I do believe it was. Let's see if they can continue that success and end this at a 5-1 split. Now, of course, the normal split you do see is 4-2 in most Pro League games. Well, that's for an even game, I'd say. Oh, it's just a very common one. We're seeing Swifty now playing a blitz, which is really insane, but then you see the Lion and the Thinker, and you know what's about to happen. I do believe they're going to be rushing straight in. Of course, you've seen the Gon 6 with Charlie. He's going to be opening it up. Lion scans coming in, and they're going to start to potentially pour their way in through Bakery. Here we go. Can Swifty find one? He's going to get shot in the back, and there we go. Swifty's already gone. Wasn't paying attention to behind him, and, well, your blitz is gone, your diffuser is dropped, and the hope for RX is swiftly depleted. It's just absolute. The morale has gone down. That's what we can say there. They tried something, and it hasn't worked. But can they pick up the pieces and turn it into something beautiful now? We're seeing the LMG sprays coming out. from Charlie. You can just hold left click for an eternity, it seems, and with the Thinker boost as well, he gets more health, less recoil control, but even without it, he's managing to find heads as he takes down or Freeman. I'm not too sure. And, the refrag comes in onto Charlie. Danebo's like, yeah, I've got an LMG too, and I'll show you. As he takes him down, Blazing's gone as well, random hitbox. Finding yet another pick, and it's 4 versus 2. Exactly like last round. Will this round be any different, however? They have some control established, they have angles into the site, they've got yellow pings coming out, they're in a much better position, but of course, they have half the men. Tiny angle being held onto that hallway there, a double angle as well. Mako's going to be absolutely lit up, but he manages to find the pick, but doesn't manage to find the second. He knew where he was, but random hitbox was there to collect him as the metal beams got in his way. 1 versus 3. He's got pings coming out for at least 1 out of 3 of these defenders, and if random hitbox is still in that location, he should know that as well. But Zorkan starting to play a little bit more aggressive here. He's going to go for the spray, but random hitbox is above to do some damage, but how's that happened? Django's been lit up, but from behind, the spray's coming in, but no! He whiffs! Bringing it down to potentially a 1 versus 1, but he doesn't have the diffuser, he's going to have to collect it. He knows where random hitbox is. All he has to do is find 1 shot onto Hodgson, but will he be able to do it is the question. 25 seconds left, and he still doesn't have the diffuser. Random hitbox playing really smart here to not fall back and try and stop him. He's going to be getting the diffuser, however, which is going to put random hitbox in a tricky situation. He's going to have to run all the way back to the site. The plant's coming in now. 10 seconds left. It seems like he's going to be sticking it. Will he be able to find the angle? But no, it doesn't seem like that's the case. He knows he's there, however, he's going to go for the spray. And he manages to find him, however, and unfortunate for Hodgson there. Don't know if he didn't know where he was coming from, but that's a triple kill for random hitbox there. All he has to do now is defuse this and bring it to 5-1 already. RX against the ropes at the moment, however, we do know that they are now on the defense. Let's see if they have any better strategy for that, as their attack didn't go too well for them. It was a better attempt for them, for RX, but of course, losing those men early on, it seems like almost every single round, unless it's Charlie finding an opening pick, RX have always been on the receiving end of some enemy bullets and been the first ones to die. So, can they turn that around? We'll have to see. Ooh. Is that a smoke skin itself, or is that just an icon? I was going to say, I do really like that skin. Like, that headgear is beautiful. I love that. Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. I've seen that that skin a couple times, and it's honestly one of my favourites. You know what, whilst we wait, let's talk about a nerf coming to Smoke. So, the mid-season patch hasn't come in yet, I don't think, unless I'm stupid, and it has. But with that, they are making it so Smoke is no longer immune to his own gas. Which, they reverted it. I'm really not with the times, it seems. I didn't know that was reverted. To be fair, I thought that would have been quite a decent change, because, well, it's not really used. You don't see high-progressive Smoke players push through the gas anyway. But, I mean, again, it's not logical, because he has a gas mask. And he knows what's in the canister, so he should know how to counter that. Right, we're seeing the Thinker come into play on this attack as well. As like I said, Thinker is the meta right now. And I like RX listening to me. As, is that a nice little reading site that we're seeing? Or is, yeah, it is. My favourite site, and they're using it on their first defense. I'm proud. I won't be proud if they lose. However, they're doing alright. They're not doing great. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It seems they're really dysfunctional at the moment. They've got a few fraggers, but as a team, it seems like they're more of a ranked. They're more of a more coordinated ranked stack. All right. Anyway, we're seeing Hodgson playing upstairs now, but he's already been taken down. The Thinker LMG coming into play, absolutely shredding as well. That Roman piano has already been taken down, and they can now start to establish that control and start to move their way on to greater heights as they can start to take control of the white hallway of Bar. They just got to watch out for these angles being held. Of course, there's only one more player upstairs, but never mind. Mako's been taken down as well. This will give them plenty of time. But, oh, seems like someone else is there. Swifty's going to go for a spray. Manages to find a pick onto random hitbox, but the grenade will find him, and it's a 4 versus 2. Something we've seen RX not be able to clutch just yet, but they've got the SMG-11 in Charlie's hands. And you've still got Blazing alive as well on that Malusi, so question is, will he be able to make a play out of that? Charlie went for a floor bang there as he saw that the Thunderbird device went off. He'd long gone by that point, doesn't manage to find anything. A minute left, they can still have plenty of time to open up some angles and deal some damage. But of course, they don't have a specific operator who can do that at the minute, so that's going to be quite tricky, but oh, I've been mistaken. Flores using great work of his drones to open up some real good vertical angles. Oh, Charlie's been spotted out by that drone. He's going to have to reposition into laundry at the moment. First smoke babe goes out. I do believe that's the first. Yes, it is. And Damo's going to be taking half of his HP, but of course these Thunderbird devices and the Finker boosts are great for him. Charlie's been injured. It's a 4 versus 1 now, but the Forest drone manages to find a pick onto Damo as well. It's Blazing in a 1 versus 3. The plant's going down, and he's got full health, yes, and that MP5 in hand, but he's got a dream. And he's going to have to make this real, but no he can't. The Finker LMD is just better. It's just stronger. Yes, it may not have a faster fire rate. It does more damage. And with the no recoil, and with how good LMGs are at the minute, he's not going to win that gunfight. Right, moving on to match point for Tempora, as RX have been absolutely decimated, picked apart. The bones have been shattered now, and with the pieces that are left, they're going to have to try pull something together in this potential final round. Can they do it, is the question. Seems like the potential final site they're going to be going to is Bar. Possibly the most played site. I'd say maybe Kitchen has more, but I do think most sites on this map are quite viable. I'd say obviously the least viable for a common team is... It's probably the Train site. I know it's not called Train, it's... I don't remember the name. Is it Kitchen and Mining? It might be. Not Kitchen and Mining. Oh yeah, nice one. Good job, me. No. Dining and Mining. That rolls off the tongue perfectly. Can make a rap out of that. Dining and mining and dining and mining. I go to the mine to dine. Yeah, that was great. That'll be on SoundCloud next week. Keep your eye out. Called Dining and Mining. Alright. So, of course, we've seen this Finker LMG be absolutely abused all game. But, you know, Swifty said, you know what, if you're going to bring an LMG, I'll bring one. And personally, I think the Alder's a better LMG, but of course Finker is the better operator in general at the moment. It just comes down to if Swifty can hit his shots and position himself enough to be able to find the bullets to hit the enemy's heads, of course. Going to be seeing some early drones coming in now, but Charlie, you little rat, as he's waiting to hear the hatch to be opened. He's going to pre-place a nitro. Will he be able to find a pick? And there it is! Absolutely beautiful! Random hitbox has been absolutely decimated. Yes, I just got a DM. Quick, I know they reverted it. Oh, Charlie, you absolute demon. Random hitbox as well, the Sledge. The top player, other than Django, of course, for this team, who's playing on the Finker. He's going to be spraying some bullets into pillar below where there is a cheeky angle. Forest drone's coming in as well, but they're going to get mute jammed. Not going to be able to do much with that at the minute, and almost half the round's still gone, but they've made decent progress so far. Taking control of Cigar, Swifty's going to be moving his way into Cocktail to try to find a better angle, so he can utilise these drones better, whichever one of them remain at the moment. Django, however, holding a really nice angle to stop a rotate into Bathroom, potentially. Oh, Mako's been injured as well, and the Forest drone is going to be able to find him. Bringing it to a 4-4 at this moment. Fragner's going to be cooked, but There we have Charlie with the SMG-11 to take Django down. He's just absolutely shredding this round. In fact, that C4 pick was absolutely impeccable. And of course, with the HP on Preben as well, he's in trouble. A single bullet from any of these operators' guns, minus, I'd say, a shotgun from a long distance, will be able to take him out. But the plan's going down, it seems, but will they be able to stop it? Yes, they will. And another pick's found, and that was absolutely rapid from these players there. RX managing to find a round after so long of peril, of turmoil, of just absolute defeat. They managed to pull that out of the bag. I'd just have to give huge props for that C4. We do see it, I'd say it's quite uncommon, but when it happens, it's absolutely beautiful. The timing was perfect, and the operator he killed as well. Of course, Sledge, having frag grenades, having that breachable hammer, which can open so many angles, can open so many rotations for the attacking team, is just, oh, it's on another level. Alright, we're seeing them go to kitchen now, which we've not seen them try just yet. The question is, will their defense on this be as good as we have seen for Tempora? And, well, if Jackal's in play, we always know that most likely he's going to be played for the site. If the, well, he just speeds up the process of taking control of the map much quicker, being able to find these defenders. Because, of course, yes, drones are good and it gives you so much intel, and when you keep them alive and set them up in the drone phase, that's amazing as well, because you can use them so much quicker. But having Jackal there, it just makes it twice as fast. That's, of course, if you have a reliable team who knows what they're doing. Alright, it seems like a very default defense coming in here by RX. Nothing strange. Nothing out of the ordinary, it does seem to be. They've not got a roamer either, which is going to make taking control of the map really easy for Tempora, but I guess it's going to rely on how well they can hold the site itself. How many gunfights can they win in the end? Because even a delay of 20 seconds can make or break a round, really, because it can stop the attackers from doing so much, even if it's just opening one angle. That angle can be held for so many different things. You can find a pick from it, but of course we're not going to talk about what can be when we can talk about what is going to be in this round, as they are going to be taking control of the top four and swiftly making their way down in towards Fireplace to open up these angles, to get any hatches open, and the first pick comes in. Preben manages to find Mako. I've called him so many things, Preben, who knows at this point. Oh no, it seems like Bandit's in trouble. Oh, but Swifty gets taken down as random hitbox decimates him completely. Hodgson holding strong now inside that train. Only two players on site. Charlie's in danger now, as Hodgson as well, but he manages to find the injury onto the book and finishes him off. That's a lot more destructive capability that has been just absolutely destroyed from them, but Nitro Cell's going to go out. No, decides to detonate it now to open up an angle, and there it is. He finds yet another, but he doesn't manage to find a third, but he may have done enough. Finding those two picks onto Preben and onto random hitbox. Forage drones can't be used, and neither can that skeleton key shotgun. Yes, Tempora may have the advantage, and yes, they still have the ace alive to open up these hard walls. Sorry, but we still have Charlie with obviously these canisters and blazing. Of course, like I've said earlier, it was a smoke and mute combo on the side of Tempora, and they managed to win the round in a 2 versus 4. Can RX do it in a 2 versus 3? Of course, it's a different site. The guns are identical. Just gonna make it a little bit easier. The first smoke wave is gonna go out. They know his location, so a potential frag grenade can go in. There it is. It goes over the top. Doesn't manage to find Charlie, however. 35 seconds. The time is depleting very swiftly. Oh, but no, Charlie's been taken down by that spear on the Finker, who's not using the LMG, which is surprising. The plant's going to be going down. Blazing into 1 versus 3. Doesn't manage to find them. Tempora take the map and take the victory here today. 7-2. Can we get a...
times are rough, this time I see it too. All this bullshit drama, I can see right through. Everybody wants something they can't have, so they gon' put it on you. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. Over the ocean, I can see us there. Let's run away and be forever young. We'll catch the sun where there's no need to run. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. 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 I see you, and you see me too. We may be broke, but we see the truth. All this bullshit drama, I can see right through. Everybody wants something they can't have, so they gon' put it on you. Wherever you go, yeah, you can take me there. Over the ocean, I can see us there. Let's run